we're back! We are back! Raving and ranting once again with, of course, my witches, vampires, and humans of all ages. What are we talking about? I told you I was going to drop some videos. This is, of course, one of them. We are talking about episode 1, Mayfair Witches. We are talking about Alexandra Daddario, Harry Hamlin. We're talking about Annabeth Gish playing Deirdre. We're talking about, of course, Anne Rice and her lovely The Witching Hour Mayfair Witches trilogy. Keep in mind, some spoilers up ahead, of course. We are going to go through what we can. It's actually a 54-minute video. No, not my video. No. The show itself is 54 minutes long. It's looking like episode 1. You know, if you go to watch it, it's like an hour and 1 minute. It's actually not, because apparently they're giving you 6 extra minutes for those insider hits. A lot of things happening, of course. There's going to be 8 episodes right now. We're on 3. I'm giving you number 1. I'm doing this review right now on the Immortal Verse. Those of you who have been with me for Interview with a Vampire know that I love this show. Apparently, one of the executive... there's a big head honcho. I can't remember his name. I apologize. I will get it for you later. But he is overseeing the whole Immortal universe. And, of course, he's co-created this with some other lovely ladies. Writers, showrunners, I don't have those names. But what I do have is what's going on in Mayfair Witches. The Witching Hour. Those of you who don't know, it's a trilogy of books. I've not read the books. I'm going off, of course, the episodes with Alexandra Daddario. And we are in the Immortal Verse. And let's let this unfold a little bit. Let's see. 8 episodes. Number 1. We cut. It's New Orleans. Beautiful home. Unbelievable. Honestly, I'm geeking out. And then I also see a geek doctor. That's what I see. And he's there to give someone her shot. A person who's 47 years old, is not moving. And he's wondering, what is this? What's going on? And then you cut to, boat. Daddario eyes. Ooh, the blue, the beautiful blue. And by the way, there's this boat in San Francisco. The point is that she lives on her own in San Francisco Bay. It's a little weird, I gotta say, this Golden Gate thing. It looks very digital. I did not like that. I'm just gonna say it. You've got the gin going ready. Apparently there's another woman joining her. She's saying something like, hey, I told the Uber man about you. Later, of course, we recognize and learn that this is not Delphine, but Ellie, or Elsie, I believe. But I like to call her Mama Fielding. So Mama Fielding comes on. She's like, hey, the Uber man asked about you. Why does she live on a boat? So she can travel the world, apparently. I don't know. We're going back to the doctor, and the doctor's kind of doing his due diligence. Don't know if the doctor's a douchebag yet. The doctor, who is a douchebag, by the way, is Alexandra, or let's say her real name, of course, Rowan. Not her real name, her character name, Rowan Mayfair. Right now, Rowan Fielding. And she is arguing with a douchebag doctor who apparently has now come in and he's taking over surgery for her. Yes, he's in charge, but this is a kid's life. She's very adamant about what to do, what not to do. Then we get a cut to, of course, her talking to one of the nurses. And they're talking about douchebag Keck, man, because Keck is weird. This guy apparently thinks he's God's gift to doctors and patients. I don't know. The slow blade penetrates the shield. The slow blade penetrates. I have no idea what that means. Apparently neither does she. Rowan says, I heard it from some guy at a bar. I wonder what this guy trying to tell you when he said the slow blade. I wonder. Minecraft. Can't play Minecraft. Who says you can't play Minecraft after brain surgery? I don't know. We're cut to, apparently, Mama Fielding not feeling so good. The cancer is back. Here we get Rowan. She's asking Dr. Keck here, hey, could you write me up, something saying that I do well. I'm a hard worker. I would love to tell people something because, you know what? I need my mom in this little study that they're doing. Now, by the way, some people would say that she's being arrogant. I'm not going to say that she's being arrogant, even though, by the way, the show creator did say that in this particular scene, I do absolutely give up the fact that she's placating to Dr. Cat. Why? Because he is absolutely beyond arrogant, in my opinion. I don't think that Rowan is arrogant. From what I've seen, I actually think, listen, there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. Usually that difference is, do you know what you're doing? Are you right about some things? And it looks like she's right 9 times out of 10. That's not arrogance. That's confidence. That's being able to know your stuff. So, I don't know about arrogance. But, it looks like definitely Dr. Keck, insensitive prick. Yeah. Then, of course, we go to... everyone wearing a key. Why do I say that? Because that is the start of this show. Mainly you see a wall, some ladies, and they're all wearing a key. What's that key about? Ooh. Hello, Jack. We get Jack. Jack Houston comes out. He's going to be playing a character called Lasher. Of course, we know that Lasher is a demon and apparently binded to the Mayfair witches themselves. Now we get a little feedback. We get old Deirdre, and then we get young Deirdre. So, hey Deirdre, what do you want? What do you want, Deirdre? She wants to go out. She wants to spend her life. Why? She's a prisoner. She apparently is in this beautiful house in New Orleans, and they keep her as a prisoner. She can go to school, or she can stay at home, and that's all she does. School, back at home. School, back at home. She's a prisoner in her own home. And a lot of that, of course, is because of her Aunt Carlotta. Wow. Wow. Need another one. Carlotta. Ooh, man, the bad vibes. I can't stand it. So she's in school. What do you want, Deirdre? I want a party. There's always a party at your Uncle Cortland's. Yeah. We cut back. It looks like Alessandra or Rowan is with Mama Fielding. Mama Fielding is dying. It looks like Rowan's pushing. What about my parents? I need to know my genetics and all that good stuff, you know? And, yeah. What's going on? What's going on with Mama Fielding? I asked that because she, in my opinion, is gaslighting her own daughter. She is lying to her, telling her that she is crazy and this never happened and you don't have powers and we know better. And she knows better because she calls a little number from a little card, specifically in the New Orleans office. And we meet Cyprian Grave. He's the agent assigned to it, everything, to watch over Rowan. In case something happens. What could happen? I don't know. I don't know. Now, of course, she's not a breakfast person. We get to see she needs a release. So Rowan is at a bar. And this is very interesting because it says a lot about her personal life. It also says a lot about this guy, Max, who we see him once so far. He's a bartender. And she is literally willing to go flirt with a rando, trying to get a rise out of him because she really wants to take Max home. And why not? She's a neurosurgeon. She knows her stuff. She's a confident woman. She doesn't really want to have any emotional attachments. And Max just wants to have breakfast. No breakfast for you, Max. Listen, Max, you got a problem. You got it bad for this girl. So, what do we have here? We've got Lucy Stone. That was the second grader that apparently something might have happened. But we go on to what I'd like to call... No, let's do that over. Slow and deep. Slow and deep. I'm just going to say it. Rowan likes it. Slow and deep. Good for you. Good for you. She's controlling. She's trying to look for some control, in my opinion. And then Max is trying to shrink her. What I'd like to say, shrink. Because quite frankly, you're not a therapist. You're not a psychiatrist and you're not a psychologist, but apparently you are trying to figure out this woman that you're very attracted to. Leave, Max. Just get out. Just get out. Good decision, okay? Max gets out. Then, of course, Cortland and his feet. My lord, we're at a party. Deirdre's finally having some fun. It looks like Cort is picking someone. Now, when Uncle Cortland is picking this person, by the way, Patrick, who we find out later, how does he know that Deirdre's there? Someone actually say that? I didn't see that, so how did he know? Ooh. But Patrick, she has a great old time. She's got a party. Next thing you know, of course, she's at Cortland's house. So there's always a room in Uncle Cortland's. Why wouldn't? These are billionaires. These guys have power and influence. A lot of money. Old family. Very private, as we find out. But the thing with the sex scene, and you have to understand, it's very sexy and at the same time very interesting because it looks like a demon has entered the game, let's say. And we don't know if it's Patrick anymore. We don't know who it is. They're wearing a mask. Is it Lasher? That would be weird. It's a lot of this stuff, I will say, there's some of this stuff in these episodes where I'm like, wow. Anne Rice wrote this stuff, man. This is, woo. So we get to, it's got a wonderful, beautiful dress she's wearing. Cut to Rowan. She's at this little assembly. Already I can tell the guy at the mic is a douchebag. He's got money, you can tell. He's trying to clean himself up. But there's so many things that this person says and just does. And I'm like, douchebag. Just... No. And she ends up... And by the way, I did skip over this because there was a little part of there with Keck. Now, Keck... she pictured an artery in his brain, then suddenly, whoosh, it popped. Something happened. And he's down on the floor. I thought he was dead. He's actually not dead. He comes back in another episode. This guy, however, the douchebag from Ravinia, yeah, he's dead. He's gone. And I gotta say, so far, the sexiest part about Alexandra Daddario in this is when she gets angry. And I'll say that because it feels like I'm finally seeing who Rowan is, or at least all that Rowan is releasing. And it's very, in my opinion, it's great to see that release because the other releases that she finds, I mean, you will see throughout the episodes, she's a bit of a drinker. I would go so far as a bit of a drunk. And yeah. Mom's being gaslighting here. So looks like Patrick was killed. Deirdre's one night stand. Deirdre's now pregnant. Deirdre is on the balcony and about to kill herself just like apparently her mother did, because her mother apparently hung herself right off the balcony. And Lasher saves her. Now, Lasher uses his power to save her. I gotta ask myself, again, I have not read the books. The biggest thing with Interview for me was there was no villains. Clearly, there are villains here. In fact, I would venture to say that Rowan might actually be one of them, which is interesting because, of course, she is the title character. But what do you do with power? I think that's the question that they want to add. What do you do with power after you've said to yourself, well, I'm this person, but now you have power. Will I change? Who will I become? Will I do things differently? But Lasher saves her, and I gotta wonder, why did he do that? Is it because of the baby? Is it because he cared? I'm trying to understand Lasher, and I'm also trying to understand Cortland, because Cortland knows about Lasher and also is very scared. You can tell that he's scared. Always asking, where's he? Not to mention, oh my God, going back to at the beginning of the flashback when we see Deirdre, she is giving, confession. And the priest knows about the man. Who is this man? But apparently she's been talking about this man since she was a young child, because that's the connection. That's how long the connection has been. So it looks like we're gonna bind. Lasher says, look, your mother binded you to me, but not of your own free will. You have to make this decision. Now I have to wonder, is it because he has feelings for her? Or is it the fact that, is there some rule that says, you need to bind with me of your own free will? We don't know. Back to Mama Fielding. Mama Fielding is dying. She's dying. Oh, Carlotta, what's wrong with you? Yeah, we find out that Carlotta was the one that took the baby from Deirdre. Of course, we're past that scene because it's happening while Mama Fielding is dying. And then, of course, Rowan, we see her flashback of being born. Carlotta takes the baby, hands it over to Mama Fielding. Can't remember her name, I apologize. But then we're back to the geeky doctor, and it's years past. And here's Deirdre, and they keep giving her a shot and sedating her over and over again. She is 47 years old. What is going on? I think the doctor is trying to the geeky doctor is trying to help. Definitely seeing that, he takes an interest. Now, of course, this episode ends with Rowan seeing Lasher. Why did Rowan see Lasher? Because apparently Lasher is somewhat awake. There's still that connection between Rowan and him. There's still that connection between Deirdre and him. But Deirdre is waking up because she's not getting that sedation shot. This doctor, apparently, this geek doctor was the wrench that they threw in. And the geek doctor, I keep calling him the geek, I'm sorry, no. He looks like a very nice gentleman, but he's on the geeky side. He's wearing a nice little bow tie. I love it. I do. Would love to know the name of this actor. He did very well. I don't think he'll be back, or if he is, that'd be great, because I think he did very well for the little scenes that he had. I think we will see him in episode 2. But what we end with is Rowan seeing Lasher. And of course, this is after her mom has died. We've now seen the backstory of how she was born. And we realize so many things. And in my opinion, the worst is, of course, for Deirdre, because 30 some odd years, they have been drugging this woman. One more time. 30 years they've been drugging this woman. They took her child away. They prevent her from talking to this entity. Which, by the way, even if you can say that Carlotta is being helpful and keeping, her away from the demon seems to be the only one actually showing any love to Deirdre. Like, any type of support. I mean, come on. So, again, we end with Lasher shows up. Rowan, again, is on her boat in the middle of the ocean. She is probably getting drunk, trying to release the very, very painful things that have happened to her. Number one, of course, she's dealing with the fact that she now thinks that she has a power. She's also dealing with the fact that her mother did not believe her and now is gone. She can't get any more information. And suddenly, she's out in the ocean. She hears something, and there's Lasher. And she knows, I think instinctively, and I think every time that Lasher is there, there is an instinctual kind of connection, initial, I know you. And, she even talked about this when she was in bed with Max. Apparently, somewhere around 12 years old, she could feel someone. She could feel someone. The shadow, she called it. Shadow. Now we got to do the nitty gritty is we got to compare this to Interview. And why am I comparing it to Interview? Why? Because it's in the Immortal Universe. And I'm going to say this is all connected. Absolutely. They're trying to do the whole universe. And what will happen eventually is you will see, in my opinion, Alexander Daddario as Rowan go into Interview with a Vampire World, or vice versa. I have read up a little bit, little spoiler here and there. Apparently Lestat did meet Rowan. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to drop that there. Lestat, my favorite character. I love the guy. A lot of people are going to say, he's horrible, but wait. Just wait. Just wait. Rollin Jones. I got to bring up Rollin Jones because, again, the best thing that he's ever said is, we are getting Interview from Louis' point of view. So we are being introduced to Lestat by being introduced to someone who's talking about him. If you were you, would you want to be introduced to someone by someone else talking about you? It just sounds all wrong. This is different, of course. Mayfair Witches, we are getting straight what Rowan is doing, what is happening. We get some backstory. So far, I do love the show, actually, because I think Alexandra Daddario can pretty much embody this character. There's a lot of things about how she acts with this character that are downright to the book from what I have read. By the way, I'm reading Wiki and this and that, so I'm not really reading the books. I apologize. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, I think it's a wonderful start. It's a great pilot episode. Maybe a little short. Again, it's 54 minutes. You lied to me. You told me it was an hour and 1 minute. Then you get the insider stuff with the creator. I apologize again. I don't know her name. I do have to mention some really wonderful actors. Jack Houston as Lasher. Love Jack Houston. I've been watching him probably since Boardwalk Empire. Alexandra Daddario has, since Percy Jackson. Everybody knows her from probably Baywatch, San Andreas, True Detective, of course. Annabeth Gish actually plays the older Deirdre. Beautiful, lovely woman. I love her. Last time I saw her, she's been in the business forever. She was in Mystic Pizza with Julia Roberts, people. Harry Hamlin, Perseus himself from Clash of the Titans. Harry Hamlin as Cortland. I love Harry Hamlin. I really do. I think he plays this character to a T. You know exactly what he's about, even though there's always a little bit. And that's a little bit that we're going to find out little by little. But so far, yeah, I'm down with this. I definitely love this show. And I know that you love it. I know, my Anne Rice readers interview with the vampire followers. I can't wait. I think absolutely this is a great second foray. We're building the Immortal Universe. Hopefully there is more shows, more actors, more story, more characters to come. And more time, of course, to me to rave and rant about it. And you guys spend time watching me like, what are you doing, guy? Who are you? Why am I listening to you? I have no idea. But I thank you again for your time. I thank you for being here. I apologize for the weird camera placement. I've been looking at it. It's like, oh, man, what's going on? So once again, my witches, vampires, and humans of all ages, thank you for joining me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment on my videos. Let me know what I'm doing right, wrong, or if you'd like to see something. Who knows? Do you like my hair? I don't know. You like my hair? Would you like to buy a monkey? Anybody know where that's from? Never mind. I'm out of here. I am the Mad Fool. Thank you for sharing time. Have a great one.